Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Jewel Talk Tuesday. Hope your week has started off great. Hope things is going well for you. Um, and you're excited about tonight. Tonight, I will be talking about the benefit, loving God, the benefits, and the cost. What can you say about God's benefits? God's love, first of all, is the greatest thing ever. He showed us love when He sent Jesus. He shows us love on a daily basis. He shows us love when He keeps us and from seen and unseen danger. And I used to remember they always used to say that in church, the Lord will keep you from seen and unseen dangers. And I'm like, okay, what I see is scary enough. And He keeps us from the things that we don't see that can be harmful or disappointing to us. So, God's benefits is endless. I mean, He protects us, He gives us favor. I mean, who can beat God's giving? Who can do what He do? No one. You can't compare Him with anyone. You can't compare Him against anything because His greatness exceeds everything. Um, I know everybody knows God's benefits and things like that, but I want to focus on the cost, what we consider our cost of trusting Him, our cost of walking with Him, because the benefits that He has and offers us is way better than what we feel is a cost for us. Yeah, it can be challenging and painful and hurtful to have to stop doing and being around people and stop having certain things in our lives when He tells us, to do those things. I remember when I first got saved, I was like, I had all this stuff going on. And I'm just like, okay, if you as bad as they say you are, do what you do. And didn't He move? I was like, wait a minute. You going too fast. Don't wait a minute. Because He began to show me and tell me. And when you have that encounter with Him and you really open your heart and your mind to what He is saying and you trust Him, He telling the truth. He telling the truth. But we can have these attachments because I was unsaved longer than I was saved. So I had a whole lot of stuff going on. But He already knew that. He knows the end from the beginning. And so He already knew I had all this stuff going on. It was just a challenge for me to get it and understand it. But, because I wanted to say, I was wanting to negotiate with Him. And oftentimes we can take His benefits for granted. And we want to negotiate. We want to say, oh, He feel like He owes us, or, feel like, oh, He going to do it anyway. And we can't do that with His benefits. Because, back in the Old Testament, he cut people off now. He really cut people off when, it was like, okay, I'm sick of you. You go over to a reprobated mind and stuff like that. And you don't want to be cursed by, not doing what He say do. But the cost that we have value on people. We have value on our things and stuff like that. And there is value in that. And sometimes it's not like these things are bad for you, but at the time it is. At the time, it's not beneficial to where He needs you to go. And so we need to reevaluate our cost. We need to reevaluate, is this really worth separating me from God? Is this really worth hindering me from getting to where I want to be? Because we think what we have is good. And it's like, okay, yeah, but He has something far better. He would never ask you to sacrifice something and not give it back to you. Sometimes our maturity level holds us from getting the things that He would have for us. So He has to mature us. A baby can't stay on the bottle at 5 years old. Something is wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to grow us up to maturity. We can't keep playing the same little elementary games when we need to be in high school, when we need to be in college in our learning and understanding with God. And that's what He wants to show us. That's what He is inviting us to, the goodness of what He has. But the cost that we put on the things that we have hinder us sometimes from getting to those places. We get so that we just get so laid back in what we're doing and not understanding that he has a plan for us. He has a plan because we're all connected. It takes me to work with you and you to work with me for us to make this thing happen. And it's about kingdom. And I know that, just walking through life sometimes, it's hard to not to see what he is saying because he don't tell us everything. And we want to know everything. But truthfully, if he told us everything, would we really want to do it? You know what I'm saying? I don't think I would be here today if he had told me everything. I was like, nah, that's okay. That's okay. I'll pass. But I thank God that he allows me to go through to see for myself, to see my strengths, to see my abilities. It's not always fun. And that cost is going to cost you to open your eyes to see who you really are, to see your strengths, to see what you add to the game. It's nothing like being in something and you're not participating. You feel like an outcast. You feel like, oh, I'm not worthy of it. But he gives you that ability to be in the game, to have skin in the game, to be able to add your percentage in the game. And that's what he's doing when he tells you is you have to give up that thing that you want or like, that person that you like or love. Sometimes we just connect with the wrong people, and it's supposed to be for a season to learn something to move on. But we get attached to them. And he's like, well, you have an option. I'm going to tell you, you can either let them go or let it go, or he'll take it, and it's better to submit than have to be forced to submit to him, because trust me, I know that thing of not submitting when he tells you, it is costly. Now that's costly because he'll put you in a place and it's a tight place and you just have to give in because he has a purpose for you. I was just speaking with someone over the weekend, and it's just like, it's something when he chastens you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes I have a thought to do something, or and I had to weigh it up because it's just like, there he go talking. Oh my God, can't you give me 5-10 minutes to let me do what I want to do? And he keep telling me because he loves me. That endless loves us enough to try to keep us from taking the wrong roads and making the wrong turns. So on this week, look at the things that God is saying to you, and the things that you value as a value, and the cost of it. Is it really that costly to not have the things that he has for us? Because he owns everything. Everything belongs to him anyway. So your life is in his hands, and he wants the best for you. His thing is he wants to prosper you and for you to be in good health. He wants you to have all the desires of your heart. And until you open your eyes to his way, you can't see it. When I learned I had options, oh my God, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing when you have options in God. You have options that you can't see when you have stuff and material things and people that are around you and connected to you that are not beneficial to you. Sometimes we have to take heed, because we don't see the things that God sees. We don't know the things that God knows. God knows the heart of man. And you have to trust him. We have to trust him. I have to trust him to know that our life means more to him if we follow him and trust him and show him that we love him by our obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So we need to, walk through and check our things and be like, okay, he is saying this. I know he has something better for me. He has something so much better. And I am so glad and grateful and thankful to him that he took the time to show me, to help me to get through certain things. Because it took some help, honey. It took some help for him to help me get through, because I cried. I'm going to tell you, I cried. I ain't think I had no more tears in me. It'll make you cry. I cried. I cried hard for a while about some things, but it was okay. He brought joy back in my life because he restored. He restored everything that I needed. And he showed me it was certain things that I didn't need. So as we go through this week, count up the cost. Count up the cost that it takes to walk with Jesus, because there is nothing like it. You know, sometimes we'll say, well, I don't want to lose out on this and I want to miss out on this. It's fun on this side too. It is, like some people make it seem like it's so boring and challenging or whatever, but you have so much fun. And when you get to the point where God makes you laugh, and he's the best comedian. Oh my gosh. He is a comedian, right? He will have you laughing so hard. I mean, that's relationship. Get your relationship with him, because on a natural, with friends and family, there are requirements. We have to respect them. We have to honor those that need honoring and all this kind of stuff. God has the same expectation. He is not a man that we sometimes go through things and we want to treat him as if he's a human man. He is not. He is the Almighty. And we'll be like, because somebody lied to us, we can kind of like be like, well, maybe God tell him to lie, I don't know. And when it doesn't happen when he says, or happen in our time frame, rather, not when he say, but happen in our time frame, we'll get disappointed, and that'll lead us to hold on to things. And that'll lead us to, start valuing what we have more, and we won't let it go. But trust me, God got this thing. He knows. He knows you, and he knows me. He knows everything. So trust him this week and always as you go forward, and he gives you new revelation about what he wants you to do, because there's a joy in Jesus. So have a great week, and I will see you back here next time on Jewel Talk Tuesday. Be blessed. Bye.